Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark Twain, and I've been asked to come here tonight to make an impromptu speech. I'm not talking about the real impromptu, I'm talking about the practiced. It takes me about 2 or 3 weeks to put together a good impromptu speech. One time I was introduced by a lawyer who was a deacon down at the local church. Now, I don't know how that happened, but they told me he was. And he put his hands in his pockets, and he ran back and he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us tonight Mark Twain, a humorist who is truly funny." Well, I was struck speechless by this complimentary thunderbolt. I'd never heard a compliment so beautifully phrased. But you know, we had a rarer creature in our midst than a humorist that was truly funny. We had a lawyer that kept his hands in his own pockets. Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. Please don't say what train I'm on. You won't know where I've gone. You know, I remember the day I was born. I hadn't any teeth. My mother was glad. I want to thank you for singing, those of you that sang along, but I particularly want to thank those of you that didn't. I hate to hear anybody sing along when they don't know the words. It's an irritation to me. Make it a habit never to smoke around children. I didn't start smoking myself till I was about 9 or 10 years old. When I was just a young man trying to escape the gallows, I went out to San Francisco. I was looking for a job out there, you know, but I was particular about what kind of job I would get. I didn't want to work. So I became a newspaper reporter. I hated to do it, but I couldn't find honest employment. When I was putting my first book together, I was the correspondent to the Congress, that grand old benevolent society for the helpless, and I reported on the inmates there. Well, that was a very entertaining experience, don't you see? I've never seen a body of men with tongues so handy and information so scarce. Why, they could talk a week without getting rid of an idea. If one of those men had been on hand when the deity was going to say, "Let there be light," we wouldn't have had it. I learned from this. I'm going to give you some advice. If you got a damned fool in your community, send him to Congress. They'll never find it out. Give me that old-time religion. Just come on out with it. Now you can't depend on the gentleman sitting next to you to begin to sing, because he's sitting there waiting for you to sing. And if we keep waiting on each other, we'll be here all night. So just jump in there and sing it all together now. Give me that old-time religion. Give me that old-time religion. Give me that old-time religion. It's good enough for me. All right. A lot of people ask me, they say, "Why do you always wear that white suit?" And, well, I have hobnobbed around with aristocracy. I've traveled the whole world over. I associated with savages and common, everyday, ordinary people. And I found out that clothes make the man. Naked people get no respect. A shower an apple hanging from a tree. Every time it's Sunday past, you take a ride and me. Get along home, Sunday, Sunday, get along home. Get along home, Sunday, Sunday, I'll marry you someday. You know, I told my pastor, Reverend Twitchell, I hope to be cremated. And he just looked at me and he said, "Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I had your chances." But you know, man is a marvelous creature. He's a marvelous creature. He started out a little bit lower than the angels, and he's been getting a little lower ever since. To position him properly at this time, man is somewhere between the angels and the French. I'd like to do the song that I was singing at that time, and I'd like for you to join in if you'd like to. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Good night. Thank you. Thank you for standing. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for standing.